Alright, Canopus, what do we got? Everyone gathered in the command room of the Tokyo branch.
So, it's cool if we use the Tokyo branch for our headquarters now? I'm pretty sure the Gyps guys from before thought we were, you know, traitors.
Thank you. Forgot about that, sorry. Darkness! Peer into it!
There is no need to worry. I have told all Gyps agents that you are once again cooperating with me. I'm having the agents focus their attention on defending civilians from demons and moving them away from the void.
We appreciate everything they're doing. It's good to know we aren't turning a blind eye to the less fortunate, even when Canopus is our priority.
There is no need to thank me. My purpose, my duty to protect humanity has not changed.
Then, there are questions I have for you and Alcor.
So, what are they?
Please, ask me anything.
First, what exactly is Canopus? We'll need to understand that before we can devise a plan to deal with him.
At this moment, Canopus is the most powerful and dangerous enemy that humanity and this world have ever faced. All I know of Canopus is what I have learned from Miyako Hotsui. Perhaps she should be the one to explain.
Very well. I will answer any questions you have about Canopus.
Does he have a punchable face?
Canopus is a control system that oversees the Akashic Record and the Administrators. The Administrator manipulates the astrolabe and the Akashic Record in order to control our world, past, present, and future. Let us call that concept the Administrator System. When the system is struck by an error too far-reaching to be amended by the Administrator, Canopus steps forth. He is the divine order of the universe itself, the final line of defense for the colossal structure of the Akashic Record.
What in the world could have activated that thing this time?
I believe it's because a being that was not a true administrator, namely me, regressed the world.
We regressed the world and Canopus woke up?
Correct. Only an administrator may make such a sweeping change to the Akashic Record. As I am not a true and rightful administrator, Canopus could not ignore my actions.
So he must have awoken when we defeated Polaris. And he's been interfering with this world ever since then?
Not quite. Until now, Canopus has shut himself down twice and reactivated twice. Let me see. Would you like me to explain what has happened in this world regarding Canopus up until now?
Plot dump! Plot dump!
Understood. This all began when we defeated Polaris. I divided her administrative authority amongst each of you. Then, I began manipulating the Akashic Record to regress the world. However, because I was not a rightful administrator, my manipulation of the Akashic Record was perceived as an error. That action triggered Canopus's awakening. He began to attack me as I attempted the regression. Shining One, you may not remember, but you shielded me from his attack. However, in your selflessness, the attack from Canopus began unraveling your data in the record. Nevertheless, you bought me enough time to finish the first regression. In the new world, you did not exist, for the damage to your data was too great.
So that's why he wasn't there in the second world.
At the time, I had no idea about the existence of Canopus or what had truly happened to the Shining One. After the regression, there was no more need for me to manipulate the Akashic Record. Therefore, Canopus ceased his assault on me. After, Canopus still registered the lack of an administrator as an error, and so he created Arcturus. He also created Spica and Denebula, so that Arcturus would have its swords. Canopus then ceased his activity, concluding that all errors had been amended.
So, Canopus created the Triangulum? I had no idea.
They are instruments of death, crafted by the divine order of the universe. The second world began with the creation of the Triangulum and the disappearance of the Shining One. In the second one, you fought the Administrator and its swords without the Shining One's leadership. After the dreadful final battle, we managed to repel the invaders. Yet, the world was all but destroyed. everyone save Yamato Hotsuin and myself had been lost. Yamato Hotsuin and I decided to regress the world once more, but in order to restore the Shining One's data, Yamato Hotsuin decided to remain in the Akasha Stratum. He managed to resurrect the Shining One in the Third World. However, in exchange, Yamato Hotsuin was lost to us. Sensing the world was undergoing another regression, Canopus stirred once more. However, I was able to complete the second regression before Canopus began his assault on me. But as I was not a true administrator, the Triangulum were reincarnated once more. As a further measure to safeguard the system, Canopus shut down all functions of the Astrolabe. All that remained was the restoration function that Yamato Hotsuin was directly manipulating. In order to rectify the error, Canopus created Miyako Hotsuin to fill the absence left by Yamato Hotsuin.
And that is why I possess this duality, both human and non-human, created by Canopus. That is the story of his resurrection, the creation of the Triangulum, and the disappearance of Yamato Hotsuin. Once Canopus concluded that the errors were amended, he again shut down. And that brings us to the current iteration, the Third World. And once again, you have all defeated the Triangulum. Now that the creatures of this world have eliminated several administrators, Canopus has changed his perception of humanity. He has concluded that humankind is an error, outside the capabilities of an administrator to fix. The moment you defeated Arcturus, my creator activated once again. This time, to eliminate the fatal error within the administrator system, humanity itself.
Where the error?
Canopus is the force behind the spread of the void, and the one keeping the Astrolabe shut down. Judging by the current rate of expansion, the void will completely envelop the world. By tonight. Well, that is the entire story up until now. Did you understand all that?
I think I got it. Thank you.
In that case, I suggest we plan our response right away.
You're right. Let's get to it. As I see it, we have two main problems. Canopus and the remaining administrators. Canopus is our first priority. If we don't deal with him, the void will consume the world. If we can stop him, the void will halt as well, and the Astrolabe should reactivate. Then, we can restore this ruined world through another regression. However, even if we are able to defeat Canopus, other administrators may invade in the future. Isn't that correct, Miyako?
Yes, unfortunately. Polaris and Arcturus weren't the last of the administrators. There's a long line of beings ready to take their place. Urai, Alfirk, Alderamin, Deneb. Each has a number of swords that serve them. We are frighteningly outnumbered, to say the least. Humanity has eliminated 3 administrators. They surely perceive us as a grave threat. It is likely the other administrators will come in the near future in order to purge humankind.
Frighteningly outnumbered. If that's the case, do we even stand a chance? We only barely won against Arcturus and Polaris. Yes, we will have to deal with them in time, but... for now, we should focus on defeating Canopus and reactivating the Astrolabe. Maybe we can find a solution to the other administrators once we have the Astrolabe. But either way, we need it. The Astrolabe is our only hope to restore the world.
I agree. However, we cannot discount Canopus's power. He is the divine order of the universe itself. We're mere pawns before the order that he governs. He is far too powerful an enemy.
Arcturus and Polaris were formidable foes, but Canopus is even more of a threat than they.
Not only that, first of all, Canopus does not exist within this world, or even within the Akasha Stratum. He exists completely beyond our realm. Furthermore, he is beyond the concept of death itself. His body is immortal. Canopus is an eternal entity. He will never cease to function.
Eternal entity. Do you mean to say those things that attacked Chief Yamato in the Akasha Stratum? Those invincible creatures didn't appear in the app's database. Do you know anything about them? Are they related to Canopus somehow?
If they weren't in the database, you likely faced shards of Canopus. Even if they are just fragments of his being, they too are invincible.
Sounds about right. Those things were troublesome.
As I have said, Canopus is the divine order of the universe itself. He is forged of the 4 prime factors: heat, gravity, space, and time. Those 4 factors make up the world as we know it. Hence, fighting Canopus means fighting the world itself. There is no way to defeat such a being.
So you're saying they're the physical body I can punch?
Let me explain it this way. What happens when one tries to set fire ablaze? Nothing. And fighting water with more water? Equally pointless. The only effective pairing is to match fire and water against each other. Canopus is made of the factors that govern the physical world, so he has infinite defenses. He can negate any attack. At the same time, his own attacks are always fatal to those who would oppose him. Therefore, we must acknowledge that Canopus is an invincible foe. Our only hope would be to somehow gain dominance over the 4 factors that he controls.
So, we need a solution to the following problems. How to reach Canopus, how to counteract his invincibility, and what to do with the prime factors he controls.
So it would seem. I should be able to find a way to reach him, so please leave that to me. If I modify the special terminal in the Sky Tower, we should be able to reach Canopus through that.
I'm counting on you.
Excellent. In the meantime, the rest of you should search for a way to defeat Canopus.
However, even Miyako Hotsuin will require aid with an undertaking of this magnitude. Please, allow me to assist you.
Then it's our responsibility to find a means of dealing with Canopus and the administrators.
I am counting on you then. Please, help us to save this world. Alcor and I will head to the terminal. We should be able to finish the modifications before the day is over. Please call if you need me for anything.
The rest of you, you know what we're going up against. Let's search for answers. That is all. You're dismissed. Except you and Miyako.
The others leave the command room, only you and Miyako stay behind.
Good. The others have left.
What is it, brother?
I've given some thought to our situation concerning the Astrolabe and the Administrative Authority. Now, I would like the 2 of you to brainstorm with me.
I would, and gladly. However, I really should begin work on the terminal modifications.
That is certainly a top priority. However, if you have time to spare, I want to make use of your intellect.
My intellect? Thank you, brother. I am honored by your kindness. All this time I had feared you hated me.
Do not think yourself too grand, Vixen. But you have your uses. That's the only reason I agree to let you live. I do not allow my emotions to get in the way of a mission. And that's the extent of your usefulness. Accomplishing the mission.
My usefulness? Now that sounds more like you. Let me get started on the modifications, and if there's time later, I'd love to help out.
Good. Then you are both dismissed. Do what must be done.
You leave the command room. So, alright, now we can start triggering the ending routes. To which, holy fuck! There are so many! They all take time. Oh, save the world? Clearly Chawanmushi! So Thanku sounds important to have that. Yep. Odds are it's going to be Yamato. Like, I'm willing to put money down that he has a plan. And we've already sort of laid the seeds and foundation to what would be one of the endings, I'm pretty sure. You think hers would do it? The first reason? How's it going, Lusorin? Welcome to the stream. Oh god. Ah. Sorry. That was... Ever have those moments where you just feel like, oh god, I'm gonna choke on air here in a second? That was kind of me. Oh god, that was strange as fuck, but alright. Not gonna lie, turning requirements, not gonna tell tournaments, that's the ask. Alright, good. I wanna see if I can figure this out. It happens almost to me on a daily basis for choking on air. We will talk once you hit the point of return and can't time magic it. Oh, murder at the Kokentatsu is done for Fate Go. Or starting. Nice. I'm gonna say his. Not only because he was actually a character that I did not manage to fate at level 5 in the original run, but he's one of those characters that just screams, I'm important, in every single route. You find Yao and Tao and Miyako together. Oh, might be for both.
Oh, good day. You have perfect timing. As the three of us are gathered here, perhaps we should continue the conversation we were having.
I suppose we should. I want to talk about what we should do with the world after Canopus is gone. We need to find a way to stop an endless stream of Administrator invasions. If only there were a way.
New one!
Ah, just as we spoke of before. Use the Astrolabe to create a new world. Should we create a new world, it would exist beyond the realm of the Akashic Record. In other words, it would not be under the control of the Administrator system. As such, the Administrators would no longer be able to interfere in our world.
Unfortunately, it would also be a primeval world, without technology or science. Those would not be the easiest conditions for humanity's survival.
I agree. To abandon our world simply because we've been invaded would be the same as admitting defeat. That is hardly the most ideal path for humanity. If only there was a way we could avoid sacrificing all that we have built.
I mean, we're talking about fucking shit with the Akashic Record. Can't we just make it not one of those things?
I wonder if that's possible. Could we transform the primeval world into a more modern one?
Perhaps, but remember, in the new world, we wouldn't have access to the Astrolabe.
You're right. If only there was a way to modify the world without the use of the Astrolabe.
Administrative authority! I can do it myself! Odds are we're doing this and we have to select the right things to get the true ending of some kind, because so far this has been the most, This reminds me the most of Persona 4, when we kind of stupidly coin flipped our way to the true ending route by just dodging all the bad ends. It's one of these two. So I'm gonna say let me get that coin again real quick. Got it right here. Alright. Let's see, if we land on the Angel, we will say Administrative Authority can solve everything. Lands on the Devil, we'll say I can do it myself. And I actually kind of think we can, but yeah. Alright, Angel.
Yes, that might actually be possible.
Brother, what do you mean?
The administrative authority has the power to reflect one's will onto the world. This could be used to our advantage. What if everyone with the administrative authority wished for a modernized world? It just might be possible to overwrite the primeval world with our modern one.
That sounds possible. In theory, at least. But
Yes, I know. If the new world is to be separate from the Akashic Record, will the administrative authority even work? There's no way of knowing.
that's one problem. Moreover, I'm afraid the will of the 13 would not be enough to perform the overwrite. It would probably require all of humanity, billions of wishes, in unison. But even if we could orchestrate that, most of the population died in the Triangulum's invasion.
You're right. There aren't enough individual wills left in the world.
I mean, this is correct here.
I see. Of course. Everyone who's died is still within the Akashic Record. All of humanity's will yet exists, housed within the Akashic Record. If we can transfer the administrative authority like Alcor did, maybe we can do it. We won't divide it 13 ways, but rather billions of ways, to everyone. Then, we would have enough will to reshape the new world. What do you think?
Brother, that just might work.
Right. It just might.
Mission accomplished?
I think we found the best method of saving humanity. We're one step closer to accomplishing our mission.
You said you only kept me alive to help accomplish your mission. So will you execute me right afterwards?
Still holding a grudge, you conniving vixen?
You call me Vixen, but whenever he is involved, you come wagging your tail like a good little lapdog.
Glad you two are getting along.
We'll finish this later. For now, both of us continue to exist in this world. It may be a highly irregular situation, but there is nothing to be done about it. In fact, having both of us might just work out in our favor. In any case, we need to hammer out the details of this plan further. Let's part ways and consider it some more. You are both dismissed.
Yamato strides off. Alright, so we found something. Sibling squabble. The first reason. Origami! That's all you want, isn't it? Look at the event name. Sibling squabble. That's what you want, isn't it? Miyako calls your name.
May I have a moment, please? I believe you are searching for a present for my brother.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Mr. Shijima came around earlier asking about what would make Yamato happy.
Please, any hint would help.
I cannot fathom my brother enjoying anything. Still, I told Mr. Shijima perhaps he can take him to a foreign... Oh!
You vixen. What deceit are you putting into his head? I held my tongue until now, circumstances as they were, but let me assure you, if you ever so much as think about devising another foolish scheme, you will make sure you regret it.
Brother, you may be adept at reading the Dragon Stream, but unfortunately, your skill in reading a rune is sorely lacking.
Mocking me, are you? I acknowledge your courage. As a reward, I shall kill you.
Well, I must repay such a generous reward. Now, let me think. How about I grant you the privilege to die a slow, miserable death of dehydration in the center of the vast Sahara?
What did you say to me?
Or perhaps, oh, this one's delightful, You could drown in the crystal clear waters of the Aegean Sea. Lovely, no?
What's the meaning of this?
Well, anyways, I'm sure you're quite exhausted. What with all the fighting and regressing the world twice. Why not leave Gyps in my care and abandon your responsibilities as a Hotswing? Use the time you're given as a member of the human race to enrich your knowledge through practical learning.
Miyako, how dare you?
And after a suitable amount of time, do the world a lovely favor. Go off somewhere and die an incredibly gruesome death. Well then, I must away.
Miyako flourishes her cape, bows elegantly, and departs to repair the terminal. He keeps his silence.
I'm fine. It seems we've wasted time we do not have. I must be going. Take care. Go off somewhere, huh?
And he walks away. That apparently with points. Well, alright. You know what? One more. You see Yamato deep in thought. Thinking about Miyako?
I've been considering what Miyako said to me. As head of the Hotswing family, I am unable to leave Japan due to my importance to its national defense. In fact, I never even considered leaving the country in the first place. But what Miyako said was to go die somewhere else. Somewhere out in the world. That's the same as telling me to forget my position, deny my name, and be free.
Something wrong with that?
No, I suppose not. There is one thing I would like to try. Does your offer to do something for me still stand?
Indeed it does.
This isn't because of what she said. As I mentioned, I've never left Japan. And for better or worse, Miyako Hotsui does exist in this world. There may be fatal flaws with her personality, but her skill is nothing to scoff at. And I thought, perhaps it wouldn't be a terrible idea to leave Gyps to her and go on a journey. I'd like to go out on my own 2 feet and see the world that I, as Yamato Hotsuin, have a responsibility to protect.
Let's go.
Of course, my sworn friend. We shall always be together.
I see. So that is what you wish for.
Where did you come from? You're worse than the blasted demons.
I heard from Daichi Shijima that the Shining One wished to give Yamato Hotsuin a gift. May I accompany you as well?
Must you tag along?
Just like him, I am also grateful for all that you have done. So please, allow me to join in rewarding you.
Do as you will. However, let me make this perfectly clear. There is no place for any of your suspicious powers during this journey. You ought practice walking.
Understood. We are to walk together as one, so it is a reasonable request.
Precisely. We shall travel by means of public transportation. That said, where shall we set our destination?
Wherever the winds may take us.
You're right. The future and all its possibilities are in our hands. That doesn't sound too bad at all.
It sounds like this will be a fun trip.
With the 2 of you. It is for that dream which we shall win this final battle.
Yamato looks at you and Alcor, his eyes filled with firm resolution. And finally, he's at 5. I can now fuse ball. Okay, now hold up. How good is he? You gotta be up here, right? It's ball. Not in the high 70s? Not in the high, there you are. 65? Oh, what have they done to you? They made you a fodder demon. How could they do that to you? How could they do that to Ball? Everyone knows how bitchy he is to fight in Disgaea. How could they do that to him? I mean, technically that could be an alright build, but I'd want other things. He's weak to wind. We can't have that. He has no resistance to physical. We can't have that. Yeah, he needs free passive, unfortunately. Ah, that sucks. I expected more from you, my dude. You should have been at least level 75. But it appears that's not meant to be. I'm still wondering where the fuck Satan is. I want to do the whole Hail Satan meme, but no, I can't find him. I remember actually looking it up, and someone said that it took Lucifer and Zhao Gungan to actually make it, but he's not showing up, so... I hope he's not a spot pass demon, because that would just suck so much. They unlock? I hope he isn't. I'm scared because this is like the end point right there, so I'm gonna just make another separate save. Alright, let's work on the female then. Miyako Hotsuin. Wanna know? Not exactly. But it is something that can be done in the current run that I'm in right now. If it's a no, then like, oh well, we just can't do it. Nope. Ah, fuck. That sucks. We can't do Hail Satan. That really sucks, though. I wanted to make Hail Satan. But now, I can't. Can you try to fuse those two? I mean, I think it says it's invalid. Yeah. It's impossible. Alright, the first reason. Miyako's watching your friends from a distance. Aren't you gonna join him?
No, it isn't necessary. I'd likely just get in the way. It is not as though I truly comprehend human emotions anyhow. But I suppose that is to be expected. I cannot even comprehend why I have such a fierce desire to protect humanity.
Because you're Core Caroli?
Yes. I am merely an entity created by Canopus to fill in for the head of the Hotsuin family. I'm sure that even these feelings I hold were simply given to me when I came into existence. And only given so that I could convincingly play my role as a Hotsuin.
When'd you find out?
Perhaps it would be best if I told you my story. I've always felt a strong need to protect mankind, as I was groomed to be head of the Hotsuin family. These feelings existed long before my awakening as Core Caroli. I never had any doubt that I possessed the right outlook to lead the Hotsuin clan. Then one day, Elcor appeared.
Miyako starts to tell you how she first met Psyduke.
Who are you? How'd you get in here? Or rather, why are you here?
You are Miyako Hotsuin, are you not? I am Alcor, a creation of Administrator Polaris. I am one of her swords.
Alcor. Administrator Polaris? Swords? Why do I know these words? Am I inhuman?
Well, I wouldn't phrase it in that way myself. A light shines within you that is quite like theirs. Similar, but not the same. You and I have a lot in common. We're the same sort of being, it turns out. But you believe me, don't you? Even without my saying these things, you know them to be true.
Human, yet not. I am Cor Caroli.
So that is your true name.
It was the divine order of the universe. I was given a place as head of the Hotsuin family. I was created to fulfill that role? But if that's true, then my passion, my desire to be a shield for mankind, is that forged as well?
I can't answer that for you, but let's think of it in this way. Why do you feel the desire to protect man?
I don't know. I can't understand it. I just feel it.
And it's because we're engineered, because you aren't exactly human, that you doubt, don't you? You doubt your authenticity. You doubt your feelings.
I do.
I tell you now, it's how you address these feelings that is important. Humans are wondrous, so full of possibility. You are wondrous yourself for wanting to protect them. At least, those are my feelings on the matter, Miyako Hotsuin.
Aiden Man 3106 is following. You're awesome. Welcome to the stream.
That is how I awoke as Cor Caroli. My meeting with Alcor shook the foundation of my identity. But he affirmed the truth of what I am. From the moment of my awakening as Cor Caroli, I have used my knowledge and understanding to develop a plan and set it in motion. I would see Alcor sit upon the heavenly throne as a true administrator. However, when he caught wind of my plan, his reaction was not as I imagined. He was cold.
I do not approve of your plan.
But tell me why. This plan could save the world. We only need to sacrifice you, me, and the 13 people you entrusted with administrative authority.
Your plan will crush their potential.
If such a small sacrifice is all it takes to save humanity, then we should make that sacrifice. Would you rather see the entire species purged from existence? Of all those in the universe, I thought you would understand. You, who awoke my true self. I'm disappointed in you. I was lost. Alcor had told me my plan would crush their potential, but I was committed. There was no hesitation when I decided I needed to capture him. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks after that. After capturing Alcor, I asked him time and again about those he had gifted with the administrative authority. Still, he refused. That's when I released Nicaea, the program he created, into the world. I had hoped it would lure you out. I was aware of the consequences. I was aware of the dangers and the damages. Normal humans would hesitate, question, fear when faced with such a decision. In order to save the world, I chose that path willingly. I suppose I am just a being created by Canopus after all. It's ironic. The more I try to protect humanity, the less human I become.
I mean... not really?
There's no need to be so considerate of me. I am not looking for a solution to my troubles. My apologies. I may have spoken of myself too much. I wonder why I become so talkative with you. I think I am beginning to understand why Alcor and the others are so loyal to you.
Sometimes it's good to rely on people.
No, I can't anymore. Well then, I should be going. Farewell.
Miyako gives you a lonely gaze, then quickly rushes off to repair the terminal. Hey, level 3. You can now fuse him a Sand Dolphin. He's in the game? Where would Sand Dolphin be? There you are. This bastard. Alright, he has Force Amp, and he has no weaknesses, and it is a unique. Spend HP to restore MP for the team, more effective than Blood Wine. It's kinda eh. I also realized I haven't actually been, what's it called? Registering my demons. Again, we're kind of OP. No, we're not OP though. We're just kind of well off.